Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
You won't recognise Lawson when we're finished with it, Dad.
Oh, yeah? At least I know what you and that mud pie will do, but solid plot plants, bit of black plastic.
Oh, go and have a look. You'd think you were way out bush when there's a lake. I'm going to make it look like an outback waterhole.
Yeah. So what's the big way out bush? It's true. You going to throw in the dust and the flies as well?
Oh, Max, you should be really more receptive to what your family does.
Oh, I'm receptive, but...
Oh, Max, your grammar.
Look, leave me grammar out of it. I just don't know how Shane reckons he's going to manage being married without a proper job.
Look, the chauffeuring business will come good, and I got the landscaping in the meantime. I think I'm doing all right.
Yes. And you should be more encouraging to Shane instead of being so pessimistic about everything. Excuse me.
It's bad manners to read at the table, you know. Always got to eat in the paper these days.
It gives me something to do.
Hey? What's up with Danny? What's up with Danny?
He's been like that for days,
Yeah.
weeks.
What's selling all that dough? Chap restaurant supposed to cheer him up?
That'd be one of the worst disasters you ever perpetuated.
Eh? Yeah, I suppose.
Max, what he needs is an ego boost. Go on, do it. Go on.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it a brew. Hard life growing up, isn't it, eh? Time you get to my age, you forget what it's like. Listen, when you leave school, get a new job, I mean, you're bound to grow up fast. I mean, of course you're not going to be into what the kids at school want to know. I mean, meantime, you'll make new friends. You and Scott will catch up with each other. I mean, look at Jim and me. I went off to an apprenticeship. He went to the university. Never saw each other for about 5 years. Great mates now, bud. Huh?
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Look, just remember, his family thinks a lot of you, mate. They're behind you all the way.
Clive, you see my...
It's truth.
Shh. Must be meditating.
What for?
You know what Clive's like. Changes philosophies like he changes socks. Must be a new book he read.
Well, how are we supposed to make breakfast without waking him up?
Tiptoe.
That'll be Scott. We were going through our summer.
Close that door, quick.
G'day. All set? Oh, sorry.
You creep!
Hey, it was a joke.
Oh, hysterical. They've got words for people like you.
I was just trying to get a bit of shut-eye. Not always that easy living here.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's not always that easy living with a raving lunatic either. Creep.
Anyone would think you'd never seen a person levitate before. Hey, what's that behind your ear? Oh, it looks like the housekeeping money for this
Oh,
week.
Clive, you can't afford that. I know how strapped you are.
Ah, well, I must admit the fortnightly cheque from Mike's parents wouldn't go astray.
There must be some reason it hasn't arrived. Just don't tell Mike. There's no point worrying him too.
I will ring his father later on and ask what's happening. Now, where did I put that incense?
Good morning.
Morning. Put things in the
Well, you could have made... Why don't you make some for me too?
Well, I made a full pot, but I drank it all.
Too much coffee is no good for you.
I'm nervous, Des.
What for?
Working with Paul, of course.
I hadn't thought of that. Must be pretty awkward working in the same place, in the same room with somebody whose life you just turned upside down.
It's his own illogical prejudices that have caused all the trouble.
I don't think Paul sees it that way. Maybe you should resign.
Oh, I offered, but he wouldn't accept it.
Well, then what are you worried about?
There's going to be an atmosphere, and I'm not sure if I can handle it.
Well, you've handled it pretty well so far.
What's that supposed to mean?
Stop burying your head in the sand. I mean, people aren't exactly jumping up and down with joy at the fact that you and Jim are going out together.
Well, it's none of their business.
Think it through, Zoe. God, I mean, of course it's their business. Paul's left home. Lucy's all upset. I just hope it's going to be worth it.
It is. Jim means a lot to me. And it's about time his family realises he's got a right to a life of his own.
Yeah, well, you better get the family on side, and that includes Paul.
No, I wouldn't waste too much sympathy on Paul. He's always telling me what a great survivor he is.
Morning, Governor. Hope you won't disturb your breakfast.
Oh, Shane, where did we go?
Hey. I heard what happened the other night, mate. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's time I left home anyway.
By the sounds of it, there wasn't much else you could do.
Yeah, I just hope Dad knows what he's doing.
So he seems to cause trouble wherever she goes. Doesn't seem like your dad's type at all.
Nope.
Hey, there's something else that I can't work out. Why did you employ someone that's such a... I don't know, such a dense head?
So he happens to be a very good secretary. And shouldn't he be starting work?
Sound just like a boss.
Yeah, well, I better be getting to the office.
Short weeks mean early starts.
Hey.
Why don't you start without me? I couldn't let you do that, mate. We're partners.
What's that got to do with it?
We've got to share everything equally.
Good, then it's your turn to push the barrow. Morning, ladies.
Come on, Shane. You know it's not good for my back. Yeah, well, wouldn't you like a day off, Daphne? Mike and I could look after the shop if you like.
I would love a day off, but you two aren't wagging school to give it to me. Besides, I can't afford to pay you.
Yeah, well, I'm doing an article on this place for the school magazine.
Oh, good. Well, make sure you tell them what a great person the owner is.
And what a spunk the waiter is.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not fair.
What's wrong?
They're not going to renew my lease.
We're not doing that badly, are we?
The owners are selling, but the sale's conditional on the buyers getting vacant possession.
When does the lease run out?
In 2 weeks' time. I can't afford just to start all over again somewhere else.
I can't afford to be out of a job either.
Well, you mean that's it? All this work, all what you've done for nothing?
Yep. It's just about the size of it. Des, aren't I entitled to some compensation?
No, afraid not.
So you can slave away for months trying to build up a business only to have the whole thing pulled out from under you.
That's right. Now, did the agents say what the new owners were going to do with the building?
Going to renovate it.
Well, why don't you ask them if you can set up again after the renovation?
That's not a bad idea.
Could take a while, though. It's going to cost a lot to store all the furniture, the equipment. And you won't be earning an income while you're doing it.
I can't just pack up my tea towels and walk away. Oh, it's just my luck. I've struggled all this time, and now that they're going to smarten the place up and attract more people to the building, I get the boot.
Well, why don't you at least talk to the agents about setting up after the building's been renovated?
Yeah, it's worth a shot, I guess. I'll give them a call. Thanks, Des. At least you've given me some hope.
Yeah, well, we aim to please. Yeah.
How are things with Andrea?
Oh, good. She's agreed that we live separate lives, and I just look after Bradley financially.
I hear you've become somewhat of a disciplinarian.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at that. Hurts me more than a little bloke.
Peaceful house at last,
With Zoe around, you're kidding.
I've heard all about that. I don't know. With Zoe, trouble seems to follow her wherever she goes. I wonder if she realises what a mess this has all become.
Well, I have enough trouble understanding women as it is, little Aunt Zoe. So, good luck.
See ya.
Oh, one more thing, Rosemary. Lassiter is thinking of selling out. Yeah, well, he hasn't named a figure yet, but I'm sure we'll get it at the right price. Yeah, we're going to be looking for somewhere to invest once we've sold the office block, aren't we? Sure. Okay. Well, I'll let you know as soon as there's something definite, okay? Bye.
You must really like the place.
All right?
Lassiter's. You live there, now you want to buy it.
Yeah, well, it's a good business proposition.
Can't be much fun living in a hotel.
It's not exactly a barrel of laughs living at home at the moment, either.
Well, you're overreacting, Paul. But surely your father's entitled to a life of his own.
He is, but that doesn't mean to say I have to agree with what he's doing with it.
Be practical. You can hardly afford to stay in a place like Lassiter's for very long.
Look, that is my problem. Now, you're not paid to be my financial advisor, so I'd suggest you get on with what you are being paid for.
What did the estate agent say?
Nothing. The guy I have to speak to wasn't there. He's going to ring me back.
Oh, it's a pity you didn't have an option on the lease.
Yeah, I was a bit naive. However, won't happen next time. If there is one.
You know, you don't seem to have a great deal to store. If we split it up between all the garages in Ramsay Street, it wouldn't cost you anything.
Oh, I can just see the men agreeing to leave their precious cars in the streets for a few months.
Oh, it wouldn't hurt them. Anyway, I really don't see why you're so set on staying here anyway. There must be other shops in the area you could lease.
Where?
Well, there's that new shopping complex over at Jackson Terrace. You'd have to make a fortune there. The place is always packed.
And that's the reason there's a waiting list a mile long already. Apart from the fact that there must be a dozen food shops there. No, it's got to be here or nowhere. Just have to keep my fingers crossed the new owners will let me stay.
Well, it is. How's things? Danny pulling his weight?
Oh, no problem. We'll be a bank manager soon.
Straight. Like a genius.
I was only joking. It'll take a few years yet.
Yeah. Suppose you won't have that problem with Bradley for a while.
No, I had to talk to him about getting an after-school job.
Oh, that's okay. Get him out in the middle of the day.
Yeah. He's turned into a pretty good kid now that he's settled down.
Oh, yeah. It's been a bit hard on you when you run off like that. Remember when Danny shot through with Scott? They were nearly growing up.
He won't be doing that for a while.
G'day, Dad.
Hey.
Hear about Daphne losing the coffee shop?
No. What's the guts of that?
No, they're not going to renew the lease.
It's true. She want to go?
No way.
Well, she should dig her toes in there.
She's trying to, but legally she doesn't stand a chance.
Good old Daph, eh? Shouldn't let them shove her around. I mean, them characters sitting up in their offices ordering people about. Daph's worth 10 of them any day.
Development can be a good thing.
Typical, isn't it, eh? I can just see you bulldozing people's homes down.
Well, it didn't seem to be a problem when they were expanding the car park next to the footy oval.
Ah, that's different. That's important. Cultural, see?
The building that the coffee shop is in is an eyesore. They're not going to demolish it, they're just going to do it up.
No, I reckon it could be a good thing for Ramsay Street. With that part's all run down, if they decide to renovate, building values will go up.
You reckon?
I hadn't thought about that, but Danny's right. That corner's always been a bit of a dump.
Yeah, you might have a point there. Still, I reckon Daph ought to hold out for all she can get.
It is typical. It's just typical.
Estate agent?
I must be a moron. Stupid me simply asked why I can't renew my lease. Do you think they give me a straight answer, huh?
Take it easy, Daph. Your pupils are starting to dilate.
Some large corporation wants to modernise the building. Well, what does that mean? Can I stay? Do they want more money? It's typical.
150 over 90 and
It's
climbing.
not fair.
Come on, Daphne, it's not that bad. We'll work something out. Maybe it's not the worst thing that can happen anyway. Well, look, we're still getting married.
So?
Maybe you should be thinking about other things, like whether you're going to work or not.
Shane? I am a resourceful, independent woman. I've done my darndest to build up a small business, and I am proud of that fact.
Actually, Daphne, what I think Shane meant to say... Sorry.
Well, no one bothered to tell me we'd gone back to the Dark Ages.
I didn't say you couldn't work. What I was saying...
How do you propose to support me on your salary, I don't mean to be picky, Shane, but you're hardly what I'd call a consistent breadwinner.
Lots of families live on what I earn, Daphne. Anyway, you don't have to give up work completely. Just find something that doesn't take up so much time.
Fat chance. Look at the trouble I've got with this place. Besides, I've spoken to Des, and I know exactly what I'm going to do.
How come it always has to be what you want? We're getting married, Daphne. I don't have any say at all.
Not when you want to tie me to the kitchen sink, no.
Doing that pretty effectively without my help. How come you go running to Des with your problems all the time, I don't suppose you would have told me if I hadn't happened to come in here.
Oh, now you're being ridiculous. I I am sick of the way you carry on every time I mention Des's name. You're demeaning yourself with this stupid jealousy. I went to Des because he's a businessman, and he's being a damn sight more useful than you're being.
Hey, you haven't finished your lunch.
I'll get the mop. Give the floor a good clean, eh?
Could probably do with one. Hi, Clive, back again?
Yeah, hang on a minute, mate. We need to have a talk.
What's up?
I rang your father this afternoon.
What did you do that for?
The checks your parents have been sending have stopped coming. It's been 2 weeks.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to worry you. I thought I could sort it out.
But you couldn't, right?
Mike, your father didn't know anything about the money. Your mother must have been sending it out of her housekeeping. Gets worse, I'm afraid. My phone call's blown it. He's not going to let your mother send any more money. He reckons it's 17-year-old enough to support yourself.
I can just see him. He hit the roof, right?
Well, he wasn't exactly impressed.
Oh, he'll blame Mum and take it all out on her.
You can't keep protecting her, Mike. She's got to stand up for herself.
You don't know what he's like. What am I going to do about the money? I mean, I can't expect you two to keep paying my bills.
We can manage, for the time being.
Of course we can. We'll work it out.
You shouldn't have to.
Where's the boys?
In the living room.
Right, family conference.
Why? Who's done what now?
No one's done nothing to nobody. Just me and Danny had a talk this morning. I reckon I'll come up with some pretty good things. I want you to hear them. Come on, you and Shane. Turn that off, Danny. Shane! Shane! Oh, now, sit down, everybody. Settle down. Make yourselves comfy. Right? Right, now. I've been doing a lot of thinking. Thinking about this family. One thing sticks out like a shag on a rock. We all take each other too much for granted.
Oh, my family was exactly the same, especially
I'm not pointing the
Charlene.
finger at nobody. I'm just saying all of us,
Yes,
right?
but whenever I wanted to talk, Charlene assumed she was in trouble. What's all this about?
If you'll all stop butting in, I'll tell you. Right, now. I think it's time we started being like a proper family to one another, you know? I mean, we're all running around busy keeping secrets from one another. We never know when the other's in strife, you know? I've been reading this Yankee mag, see? You know, talking about being more real to each other. About talking about how we feel, what's bothering us. Talk! Yeah, that's the go. Talking.
Yeah, too right, Dad. We've got to be more real with each other. Look, I've got to go see Daphne.
Right.
Excuse me.
No, hang on. I am finished
No,
yet.
no, please, save it, Dad. Tell me later, please, please.
You see? That's just what I was talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could kick myself sometimes when I think how dumb I am. You had your chance to marry Des.
I only went to Des because I knew he could tell me where I stood legally.
I know, and it was the perfectly logical thing to do.
There's another problem now. Mike's parents have refused to support him financially just when I need every penny I can lay my hands on.
And I really think you should give it in, Daphne. If you sell all the equipment, we can invest the money and be well on our way to getting a deposit for a house.
And what happens in the meantime? We're back to the same old problem with just one income between us. Shane, I have to have an income too. Now, if I can make any money out of this, it's going towards another shop.
So you get to work even more, and I get to see even less, eh?
That's not what I'm saying.
You know, a bloke could get a bit of a complex when his girl starts preferring the company of her cappuccino machines to his.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
But I mean what I said. I'm not turning my back on all of this. Coffee?
Cappuccino?
Hey!
Charlene!